Congratulations, everybody here, for coming on and making it onto this call. This is a great opportunity. John, every single person here was bold, and I know you're big on visions and dreams, and they all declared their goals in a bold fashion for 2025 for their PartnerCo vision. They went live in their groups. There were tears shed. There was emotions. It was intense. And we're like, these are the players. So you're seeing the players that are on here today. I also wanted to bring up Cindy and Lindsay. It was actually because Cindy had a training that she did, and it was absolutely incredible on doing vision statements and everything. But Cindy, what's on your mind today as we're getting started?
Oh my gosh, I'm looking at all these faces. I mean, 104 of you guys. And I know that there's so many people who participated in this as well and are going to be watching this on the replay. I just kind of want to give a shout out to all the people on the replay as well. We love you and we are so proud of you. But it's amazing to look at all of your faces after seeing these flood of videos. And I've told you before, and I'm going to say it again, is that, there's a lot of different reasons that people jump into this business. A lot of times it's for initial income. There's a financial need that has to be met. And then your dreams and your purpose, it evolves and changes and makes different turns as you move through this. And to watch you guys move through this and watch you take these steps in your own journey, it is truly what fills my tank. I know it's what fills Lindsay's tank. I know for James and John, it is that extra fuel that gets us up early in the morning and helps us stay up late at night to put together initiatives that we know are going to help you move your business forward in the way that we know that your heart wants so badly. So I am just absolutely, over the past 2 weeks, have been overwhelmed with emotion and gratitude for each and every one of you, as well as our corporate team, you, John, our leadership team, that's you and Becky, James, and we're just so grateful to be sitting here and have this incredible vehicle to be able to help all of you deliver on exactly where we know you want to go now, which is absolutely incredible. Thank
Yeah,
you.
yes. And I know why John is getting no sleep, because none of us are getting sleep right now because we're so excited. And our vision is really pulling us at this point, all of us, every single one of us on this call. What got Cindy and I so excited about this, these vision statements, Cindy and I have been doing these for years. And Cindy actually pulled mine up, right? And she called me and she said, Lindsay, oh my gosh, we both started crying because a vision statement that she and I had written and really poured our hearts into way before PartnerCo was ever in the picture came to fruition. And we both started bawling. And it's every single one of you on this call, including James, including John, were in that vision and we didn't even know it. So the power of these vision statements are so unbelievably incredible, which is why we have poured into these and we are still watching them. John, we've had almost 200 people do these between the warrior movement and the revolution. And we are blown away and we want to watch every single one of them. So that is our mission, to get through them, each and every one of them, because they're so beautiful. They're so powerful. And we're just grateful because when we sat down with John and James and we saw the vision that John and Darren and James and Becky had for this company, it blew us away. So when you guys get to really sit here personally with John and understand what we saw and where we're going and the vision that he has, and I know John's big on this, his visions have come to fruition too, and they continue to come to fruition as he pulls himself in the direction that we're going with PartnerCo. So we're honored and blessed to be here and so unbelievably grateful for every single one of you on this call.
Absolutely. Man, we're going to have some fun today. But what I'll kick it off with is we got to talk about this real quick. Who here had an opportunity to see the new website? So I'm curious, 1 to 10, put in the chat. How do you guys feel? I'm going to play this quick video because I think it bears repetition, but take a look at this, guys.
Introducing a new way to make your best first impression. The all-new PartnerCo website. A jaw-dropping layout seamlessly integrates video, stunning imagery, search-optimized content, and social media proof to help you find your precision nutrition solution. Using breakthrough technology, you match directly with the products that offer the results you need. Designed to take you on a journey, discover product benefits and science with mesmerizing imagery and customer testimonials. We've engineered our most advanced shop for you to browse by benefit and discover the perfect product. Fluidly find products and check out with the fastest purchase process we've ever created. There's an optimized page on how to get paid directly in the main navigation. Discover the benefits and magic of being a brand partner, and then quickly enroll with the revamped process built through partner collaboration. Embrace the PartnerCo lifestyle with visually alluring pages on events and travel. Mark your calendar and relive the highlights. Then, plan your next adventure. Share dreamy deep dives into the company story, leadership, and community. Find our commitment to quality and innovation through our product approach and the experts who lead it. Stand out from the competitors. Build trust with customers. Grow your team. Earn more income. This is the game-changing PartnerCo website.
How do you not get fired up from that? Guys, can we just give PartnerCo a big thank you for everything? Like, how incredible is that, right? So thank you, John. It takes investment, time, energy, money, everything, and priority for that. And today we're going to have a cool opportunity. So guys, as we do today, I think how we'll do the format, I have a list of questions, John, that I'd love to be able to share. And in the meanwhile, guys, as you're coming in, today's about you guys. So if you have questions, I know you've been putting them in the chat, keep on putting them in the chat, and we're going to see how much we can get through at the end. So maybe Cindy and Lindsay, if you don't mind, I'll guide the conversation. Feel free to interject at any time that there is. And we're going to have time. And stay till the end. We're going to take a screenshot of everybody and a photo with everybody because these are the players here and everything. But John, thank you for your time once again. And wow. Here we are. Could you believe that time at the table in your house a year ago turned into this?
So when I was listening to Lindsay and Cindy talk, I had a thought. Some miracles you can recognize in the moment, but most of them you don't. But then when you look back, it all comes together and you see what a tremendous miracle it was. And that's what happened. I've been on this journey with James and Becky. I've been on this journey with Cindy and Lindsay from the very beginning. And the first time we met, we didn't know that it would blossom into something as fabulous as this. But if you look backwards, it's so easy to recognize the miracles. And that truly was a miracle. And what really excites me is what you're describing everyone on this call has done. Because you can intentionally create inflection points in your life. And what everyone has done at the outset of 2025, that's what triggers that inflection point in your life. When you say, I've had enough, I'm ready to take charge. That's really step one.
Yes, absolutely. And thank you for putting this in leadership. I love, John, you do this every single day. You lead with vision, but you also do the work as well too. So today we want to learn all the secrets between you and PartnerCo. So guys, I think if we're super engaged and excited, John might share more details than he might be privy to normally. So if you guys are fired up for today, throw some fire emojis in the chat below, and we're going to have some cool conversation. So John, there's a lot of people here that don't know you yet, which is awesome, right? So many leaders that we have.
What's better in life than meeting new people? That's part of the curiosity that drives us every day.
Exactly. So we'd love to know, John Wadsworth, were you always this incredible founder, chief brand partner, officer, entrepreneur, or did it start a little bit different for you?
It started a little bit different for me. So I grew up in a large family, I had 12 siblings. My father was a government employee, so we moved every 4 years. So for some people that would be tough because you make friends and then you get ripped out of your comfort zone and you're stuck. Usually it was a different country, stuck into a different country, and you have to start all over and you're learning a new culture and meeting new people. But I look back, that's one of those things where you don't realize that God is good and he has things in mind for you. And yeah, he's going to rip you out of one location and stick you in something that's uncomfortable, but all of it ends up working for your good. So I went through that type of a lifestyle for all of my formative years. So I got used to meeting new people. I got used to getting comfortable with new cultures. It did trigger a ton of curiosity in me. It made me realize that life is short, and I want to see the whole world. I want to see the whole world. I want to experience everything possible. I want to meet so many people and learn from them, because we have our own personal experiences, but the more we get to know other people and their experiences, the quicker we can develop ourselves into what we want to become. So, huge family, started basically supporting myself from age 11. I got my first job when I was 11 years old. And I was delivering papers at 4 o'clock in the morning, and I had this big red alarm clock that would go off with this horrible buzzing noise, and I'd jump up and go work for about 2 hours, then head off to school and then come back. But that triggered this entrepreneurial drive in me because at a young age I had income, and I wasn't reliant on someone else to kind of craft my life plan. So that sunk in deep, and it's never left me, that entrepreneurial drive that really, the essence of it is you want control, you want freedom, you want to take charge of your own life and be able to live your best life. So I look back with that at the time, difficult things, getting up way earlier than you ever want to, going through the rain, getting bit by dogs, having to knock doors and talk to strangers, and you're out there trying to get subscriptions and then collect and all that. And it's uncomfortable, but the fruits of it, and it does get comfortable over time, but the fruits, so worth it. So worth it.
Oh my gosh. So that's where your work ethic comes from now. It's held since 11 years old.
It really started there. But you also, you grew up in a big family, and I had great parents. They didn't have a whole lot of time because they're splitting it between 12 kids. And like I said, I bought my own clothes through middle school. Let me turn this off. Hold on a second.
Another leader calling.
Yeah, my phone does ring a lot. Sorry. Let's see here. Okay. You learn to share, you learn to collaborate, you learn to work together with other people. And that's another key secret in life, is to love people and learn to work together and benefit from everyone's strengths.
That's huge. And that's the essence of PartnerCo. And we see that collaboration in such a genius way. And we'll talk about that further in the culture. But so let's talk about then, how did you get into even the network marketing space or partnership marketing space?
Great question, because when I was a teenager and I was writing down, because I started early. My dad, you know, he was a strong goal setter, so I was lucky to have that education early on in life. And I would write things down, and they would happen. You know, you would write things down. He was all about daily consistency, so we always had daily habits as a family that we would do. Pretty structured life. We always went to church every Sunday. You know, you learn to do things on a daily basis. You connect with God every day. You study something every day. You get used to doing these daily habits. And so I did not write down early on that I wanted to do network marketing. In fact, I loved animals. I loved science. I loved medicine. I loved being in the outdoors. I loved horses. A lot of my later on jobs as a teenager was working with horses. And so I was determined to be an equine veterinarian, so a horse doctor. And if you know anything about veterinary medicine, it's actually a little tougher in many cases to get into a vet school than a medical school.
Wow.
Yeah, so I was determined to do this, and that meant I had to get excellent grades, and I had to spend a lot of time doing internships, and I had to craft this resume and make sure I was well-rounded so that I could get accepted to the school of my choice. But as I approached that, I actually got accepted, and then I started running the numbers, and I was working part-time in product development. As a university student, I was working with medicinal plants, and we were researching different natural ways to take care of your health. I'm going to go off on a tiny tangent.
Yeah.
Because this is one of the reasons why PartnerCo can have such a huge impact in the world today, particularly in the US. Our healthcare system, it's broken. The way that it's designed is you get sick and then you get treated with pharmaceuticals, and nobody is coaching us on how to really take charge of our life, our health, how to take charge of our lifestyle, how to prevent the things that most people are confronting, and then when it's too late, trying to get the healthcare system to help them out with. And so I was lucky because as a college student, I was working in a research lab. I was looking at how people anciently took care of their health, and there was a huge emphasis on nutrition and prevention and using natural products, and there was all kinds of these miraculous natural products that had a big impact on people's lives, but they were not well known. So as I did that, and as I got accepted to the school of my choice, another one of those huge check-offs, a big dream. So much consistency was required to get there, but I achieved it. And then I started looking at the bill. Because you have to, you know, I paid for everything my whole life. So now I have to figure out how to pay for a 10-year education.
Oh.
And most people, they just go take out debt, and then they're paying it off for 20 to 30 years. And I'm looking at that future life and saying, wow, there's gotta be a better way. And so I'm working in product development. I'm actually pulling a lot of research on Tahitian noni, many of you know that. So I helped develop that, and I helped pull a bunch of the research that showed how great it was. And I'm in a convention. Remember, I'd already been accepted. I was on track. I had my plans for my life. I'm in a convention. I'm presenting on the product. I sit down, and then these people go up on stage and start telling their stories.
Another leader.
Yeah, sorry about that.
No worries.
And these stories are phenomenal. You know, these are everyday normal people who had a moment in their life. They said, enough, I'm taking charge. And they crafted a plan, and they went out and they consistently worked. And all of a sudden they're experiencing freedom. They're traveling the world. They're working a job that they absolutely love with technology and utilizing everything that they can to have true freedom. They can still spend time with their kids. They're able to get out of debt. All of these other important elements of life that I was wanting, but I'm looking at this 30-year track to get there that is fraught with lots of debt and what to me felt like restrictions. And something happened. I had this light went on. I said, I can do that. You know, what better profession would there be to go around the world and show people how to take charge of their own health?
Mm.
how to take charge of their own life, get paid to focus on being healthy, get paid to focus on mindset, get paid to spend time in meetings like this, where you've just crafted your own vision and you've made a vision statement and you're focused on the daily habits that are going to get you there with a community of people who are like-minded, who are doing the same thing. You go into a normal work environment, it's a jungle. You know, everybody's trying to get to the top and they're stepping on other people to get there. That's not this profession.
Mm.
Profession that we're involved in, you have to lift others to succeed. We have to like lock arms and lift and love each other in order to succeed. What better profession is there? So I made that decision. I had no clue how to do it. And that's a whole nother story. But that's how it started. That was the tipping point.
Wow. Wow. Who here agrees this is the best profession in the world? I mean, that's literally, we can't get it. Once you touch it, once you understand that, John, it's like in your bloodstream and you try anything else and you're just like, it's just not that fun, right? That's why now, so John, you've been in the profession for how many years now total?
Yeah, 26 years.
Wow. Wow. And it's been with the same product, guys.
Product, same company. You want to be with a company that's built to last, because there's nothing harder than starting over. And the whole basis of this profession and the way that you win in this industry is consistency compounding on itself. That's why it's so important to be with a company that's built to last, with a community that's solid, with leaders like James and Cindy and Lindsay who have heart and are in this for the long term and they're value driven. You're at the right place. But again, it's one of those things where you put in the daily habits and the consistency and you look back and the miracle becomes so clear.
Absolutely. And John, you've lived the life now and there's so much to your story. I'm actually going to drop, we've done an interview before. I'll drop that link in the chat if you want to hear all the come up story and everything. There's so many amazing stories with you and your amazing wife. There's amazing stories of you. Well, even let's just, maybe just the very tip at the beginning. Because when you launched your business with Tahitian Noni Juice, tell us a little bit about your Japan launch and how that worked in that first breakthrough.
Yeah. So this is interesting because I never thought of myself as an immigrant. But when I started, you know, I was a foreigner in a foreign country, talking in a foreign language, trying to open people's minds up to possibility. And that was Japan. I decided to go to Japan. I spent some time as a child in Japan. I went to middle school in Japan. I spoke Japanese. And when I started the business, I've always had a bit of an adventurous streak. And I'm like, man, I don't want to just, let's do something crazy. So I had very little money. I had 2 suitcases. I went over to Japan. I didn't know where I was going to stay. I didn't know where I was going to sleep. I didn't know how to build the business. I knew all about the product, but I knew nothing about organizations and team building and even sales. You know, I had a little bit of sales experience because I'd forced myself as a teenager to do some uncomfortable things just to get over my fear of talking to people. And I landed in Japan, and it was tough. You know, I did find a really good friend who let me sleep on his floor, and I woke up every morning and I picked spots where there were tons of people, and I did the only thing I knew how to do, which was go out and talk to strangers. And I did that for months with no results, no apparent results. There were results happening because I was changing inside through that process, through the practice, through the daily practice. I was changing. It usually happens kind of subtly, so you don't see it until you look back. But I was changing when I finally was able to meet someone who had leadership potential. I had practiced so much that I was pretty persuasive, and they joined, and it took off from there. And from that moment, it was a dream. It's been a whirlwind. I mean, I've been going nonstop for over 2 decades now. 30 countries, $3 billion in sales, team sales, and So many life experiences, so many adventures, so many cool people, so many memories. James, at the end of the day, it's those memories, it's those life experiences. That's what's really valuable in life. It's
Mm.
great to have freedom. It's great to have no debt. That's really important, to be able to live a life of freedom, to live a life, to live your best life. But it's those memories, it's those moments that stay with you forever that are truly valuable. Like James, he just had a baby. I remember the first baby that Amy and I had. That was a magical experience. I can still see it in my mind's eye.
Mm.
You're experiencing that right now. That type of an experience, and to be able to do that where you work in a profession where you have the freedom to spend time with your new baby and build the business at the same time, that is priceless.
Mm. Amen to that. Guys, 30 countries and $3 billion of sales. Who here would love even a fraction of that experience, right? So we're talking about longevity here. We're talking about foundational principles. We're talking about, that's what I love about learning from John, because he's been in all of our shoes, and to be honest, way more than I've done, right? I don't know about you. I wouldn't be down to go to another country. I didn't speak the language of going cold market all day, every day for months. But that's what I love, because everything that John does is representing us. He is us, right? And I thank you for that, and I honor you for that. So I'm curious, after 25 years in the space, I'm jumping into the beginning of the inception of PartnerCo. Um, there was some stuff that happened, and you were in a place in your business then where you're like, okay, do we continue on with network marketing? Because by that time, I mean, financially speaking, you're good. Like your family's fine, everything like that. You had an amazing profession. And just like in the entire space of the world post COVID, there's inflections, there's things that happen. And there were some instabilities that happened with the previous companies before PartnerCo. So I'm curious, what made you decide to continue to move forward, to take on this position that you're at now, and then to eventually formulate PartnerCo?
Yeah, it's two things. One, I love a challenge. And when one door closes, another one opens, right? And one of my principles in life is always learn as many skills as possible. And I teach this to my kids now. I've got 4 kids. 2 of them just started college 2 days ago. 2 of them are still younger, but you want to excel at everything that you do so that you have more choices. And no matter what happens, if you have always focused on excellence, you will always have multiple choices. So I had a choice at that moment. But remember, James, I had spent the last 25 years building relationships with people, showing them a way, and so many success stories. And to watch that crumble, that was completely unacceptable. Did I have confidence at that moment? Yeah, I felt something. I said, yes, this feels like one door is closing, but really the silver lining is so bright, it's so shiny, I could not ignore it. And I had one of those, again, one of those moments where you have this flash of light, and I saw it. I could see it. I almost, you can sort of see the future, not crystal clear, but a little bit. Get this flash into the future. And I don't know if I want to use the word calling, but I felt something. I said, this is it. This could be the biggest blessing ever. And we through a series of miracles, we formed PartnerCo. And it's been a whirlwind. It's tremendous. We're offering hope to people all over the world. We're giving a pathway. We're striving for excellence. We're helping people, all of us, everyone on this call. People are getting healthy. They're getting happy. They're getting freedom. They're able to achieve their dreams. They're able to write down vision statements and actually realize them because of the community which supports and guides and lifts and loves.
So huge. Guys, so many principles in this. Just a quick backstory. So PartnerCo has a rich heritage of multiple different brands and companies. From Tahitian Noni Juice, we came from the drop side, so we were there for 13 years. And unfortunately, the previous management, there were just some issues and wasn't able to manage it well. And we were we went bankrupt, those companies. But we call it the 5-day miracle because John stepped up, of course, then partnered with Darren. And literally on the field side, there was no skip in our checks. No one did not get paid. But this is what I got from you, John, is that if you have a big vision and if you want to lead, there will be challenges in your life that will make or break you. And the right decision always is, and I love your heart in this, John, what will help the people, right? Put that in the chat, guys. What will help the people? If you lean into that and you step into that responsibility, it's challenging, yes, but that's always the right solution. So thank you, John, for not just backing off, because we wouldn't be here anymore. But you stepped up, you took the brunt of the bullet, and that's a lot. I thank you and I honor you for that. So now you're in this company that actually didn't even have a name in the moment. You're just like, all right, we're moving forward. But you have a unique perspective. You'd been in the profession for 25 years. You now have Darren, your best friend, who's now from being a silent investor to now being CEO. Is like, let's go do this. Who's never really been in network marketing, kind of, but he's built amazing businesses and helped people. But you now have an opportunity to look over what's happened in business as a whole. What are the trends? This is a time where there's things like we compete not against other network marketing companies, I believe, but affiliate marketing and digital marketing and Amazon and eBay. And there's a lot of changes since 25 years ago when you were in Japan. So I'm curious, what have you seen in the area of entrepreneurship? How have things changed? And also in network marketing, like what have you seen and what's needed right now?
There's some part, James, that will never change, and that's the human connection element. And that's why these other methods will never, ever match up to what we're doing, this partnership marketing, which retains that relationship element, that human element, that person-to-person connection. You can never replace that. I know AI is cool, and it's going to accelerate so many activities that we do in our life, but it will never, ever be able to replace partnership marketing and the human element. There's something so fulfilling about what we're doing. There's something so real about what we're doing. But having said that, has technology opened up new doors? Has it opened up new ways to do things more efficiently? 100%. Has the environment ever been better for what we're doing? No. The ability of people to step into this industry, to step into this profession, to follow a system of growth, to leverage technology, to accelerate their success is better now than it has ever been. Ever. I mean, when I started, you had to have so much grit. You had to have so much resilience and stick with itness to even hope to succeed. You still need that today, but you're rewarded much faster if you'll just follow a system. And you get to, through partnership marketing, you get to do it with other people. That realness can't be replaced by technology. I love technology. I love what you are teaching your teams to do. I love how modern technology is accelerating people's ability to achieve their dreams faster. And then, you know, this is a crazy story, James, but I hit a moment in my life, because when I was 18, every year of my life, 17, I'm writing down 100 things that I want. I had a moment in my life when I look back at that list, I still have these lists, and I had achieved every single thing, and I'm in my early 40s.
Wow.
And I'm like, oh, I've done everything. What's left to do? It was a tiny moment. But then you quickly, like, you stop and you reopen your mind and you start to reimagine. And many of you are going through that experience. Many of you had wonderful lives, right? But you went through an intentional exercise this year to expand your own vision and think of new things. And a lot of it happens when you stop from just looking inward to looking outward. Because the minute you look outward, there's never ending opportunity to do new things and to help other people. So that's what happened. So I had all these goals and personal resolutions and things that I wanted to experience, and man, I had done most of them. And some people, they'll go into a midlife crisis and they kind of lose it, and they start feeling unfulfilled, and they go through. I skipped that, luckily. And I just expanded vision, and I started focusing more outward, and that even made life more fulfilling.
Guys, from inward to outward focused, when you help enough people get what they want, you'll get everything that you want and more. And that's what you're doing here. So talk about vision. What is your vision for what we're doing here in PartnerCo as you're looking out?
So millions of lives. Millions of lives. I honestly believe that we can touch millions of lives. And look at what we're doing ultimately. We're waking people up to take charge of their own health, because that's fundamental. If you do not have your health, you miss out on so much. I mean, I don't want to say you don't have anything, but it's close to that. Because if you don't have your health, it's hard to really capture the other parts of life that are so important. If you health, relationships, a future, ambition, things that you want to do, these are all of the elements that come together to create a very fulfilling life. And that's what we're doing, is we're giving people a health opportunity, a business opportunity, and a lifestyle opportunity. Those three things, when you expand out what each of them contain, that's living a fulfilling life. And we have the opportunity to help people do that in a way where it's win-win, where everybody works together and everyone succeeds together. And I love psychology, and I love unpacking the journey of someone who meets PartnerCo for the first time, and what they do along the way, and how well organized it is. Because you think about it, you get introduced to a product, you experience your own health benefit. But to truly live healthy, it takes a lot of self-discipline. Right, James? Doesn't it? I mean, you gotta make daily health choices. You gotta work on your lifestyle. You gotta choose the right foods. You gotta exercise every day. You gotta do hard things. You have to do resistance training. You gotta do a lot of things to truly take full advantage of health. And that ability to have that willpower, it doesn't really kick in until you become an advocate, or you step into the role of whatever you want to call it, a coach, a teacher, a mentor. If you are being told by someone else to do something, and you know it's the right thing to do, and you know all the health principles academically, but you're not doing it, how do you develop the willpower? The only way to step over that chasm and to transform your own mindset and how you think, and to become truly self-disciplined in your own life, is to start to teach others. Because if I'm out there telling James, you got to eat healthy, bro. You got to make good food choices. That creates this accountability within me, where I wake up in the morning, man, I'm telling James to do it. I got to do it. Do you understand that? Like, this is a powerful principle. And then to get paid to do it, so that you can truly focus on it. We have to have money to live in life. And if you can do this part-time, and maybe your source of income initially is another job, and hopefully you like what you're doing, and maybe you don't. But the what if you had money, you had income coming in from doing that activity that you love, where you're helping other people. It's creating this accountability and this change of your own self-perception inside of you. At the same time, it's creating freedom, because you're getting paid to do it. So now you can really focus on it. You can start to dedicate all of your time to it. What's more win-win than that? Your health is getting better. Your mindset's getting better, because you've crossed over that chasm where the willpower is coming from the fact that you are now a mentor to others. You are teaching others what to do, and that creates this natural willpower within you. This is deep psychology, but it's magic. It really is magic. So then you get to the point where now you're a leader, Now you're training people on mindset. Now you're organizing what you've organized here, where everyone they have an opportunity to change their life. They're recording these vision statements, something that will last forever that they can look back on. They're creating the daily habits that they need to get there. They're transforming their own health. They're reaching out and inviting others to our events so that they can feel and taste what we're feeling. And then it just expands from there. Then you're traveling. Then James and Becky, we're going to go to Bali this year, right? That's going to be a changing experience. Amen. I'm going to be in Punta Cana in the Dominican Republic to see all of you. It's like your vision just gets so much more expanded as you achieve little things, new doors open, you get to have these new big experiences, you start to gain more and more confidence, you become magnetic, and people want to be with you because you give off such good positive energy.
Huge. Hey, who here wants to travel with John around the world? Throw something in the chat. On that, we do know a big initiative by corporate, and we see it now, is lifestyle is a big piece, right? Partnership marketing, wellness partner, business partner, and lifestyle partner. And trips is a very big driving point, which in the past has not been a big driving point. We've from the past, it just wasn't working out the way it can be. So I'm curious, from a corporate perspective, from your perspective, where do you see trips going? What are our objectives to make it, simpler to qualify and all that? Like, how are you thinking about this?
So first off, just a principle, like you're part of a global business. I don't know if you realize it, but you are connected through PartnerCo to people in over 60 countries. You could drop into almost any country on earth and meet someone else who's in PartnerCo and have an instant connection. Is that cool? That's cool. So you already have this built-in network. Now, I was blessed to start traveling very early and to experience what it's like to meet new people and new cultures and how that expands your view. It's so fun for me to analyze different cultures and take all of sometimes I create this theoretical culture, which is a combination of the best parts of all these cultures that I've experienced. And then I try and make those PartnerCo, right? So if you look at different cultures, they have unique elements that are really cool. This is the analytical side of my mind, but so James, we want the pathway for people to have new experiences to be so simple that everybody can achieve it on some level. We want regional activities that almost anyone can go to if they put in a little bit of effort to spend time with the community and you did this with some of your Discover events. We're doing Discover events all over the place in this upcoming year. I've got 2 of them at the end of January. We've got Connect events, which anyone can attend, which are beautiful. They're truly life-changing experiences where you get to go meet other people, hear other stories, learn training, tips, real life stories, everything that you need to take your own business to the next level. We've got one of those coming up in Destin, Florida.
Who's going, by the way? Put Destin in the chat. We also have Aussies on the line. If you're going to
cool.
Gold Coast, put Gold Coast on the line too. It's 2 a.m., 3 a.m. in the morning for them.
Wow. So Katie mentioned this last night. I delayed my Japan trip so that I could spend one more day in Destin, Florida. Why? Because so many new leaders are joining in North America right now, and I want to meet all of them. Okay? I want to be so in touch with the growth that's happening in all of your businesses. So we've got Destin coming up. That's going to be a fabulous event. I think there's going to be over 1,000 people. It's an extended connect. It's going to be longer than most connects. There's going to be a depth of training, a depth of community, a depth of breakthroughs there that is unusual and exciting. And then if you look at the path going forward the rest of the year, we build from event to event, we build from activity to activity, we build from travel to travel. It's all perfectly dovetail cadenced in there to make it so easy for you to chart your whole year. You're moving from point A to point B. And when you look back, if you take your vision statement from today and you focus on the daily habits and you stay consistent, at the end of 2025, I promise you, you will look back and you'll say, wow, look at all those miracles. Look at how much my life has changed. Look how much I've accomplished. And then you're going to hit the point where now I got to give back. You know, I've experienced this myself. I want other people to experience this. And then you start stepping up as a leader. You start stepping up as a mentor. And that further changes you. That further gives you that steel willpower that allows you to achieve greater and greater things.
So love that, man. Yeah, I love your perspective. It's true, because there's all these layers of ways to travel and have these experiences, and that's what we're doing. I'm going to Australia, I'm going to all these places and all that. And as you do that, actually, when it comes to trips and earning the trips, and we're working behind the scenes on how to do that even better. But the funny part is, if you do those activities of traveling and connecting, it'll drive you to those trips too, regardless of what the qualifiers are. So
Exactly.
I love the perspective on that, and I've enjoyed those experiences a lot. So John, I think the topic to end on is, we talk about wellness partner, we talked about lifestyle partner, we talked about your story, but now let's talk a little bit about being a business partner. And I think two aspects of this. We talk about longevity. I know there's a 50 to 100-year vision, for example. But both, we are in a landscape where there's quote unquote competition. There's a lot of other companies out there, and they're all saying the same things. We're going to be number one. Can you guys imagine John came up here today and he's like, guys, we're going to be number two in the world. It doesn't work that way. So we all say the same things, but I'm curious, both from a compensation plan perspective and what you've seen that PartnerCo has, and then also from a corporate perspective of how we are building this corporately strong with hiring execs and financially strong and all that. Talk about the money, basically.
Yeah.
You're seeing
So,
on both fronts that's
yep.
making this different.
So longevity in one of these companies, it really starts with an extraordinary product portfolio that's backed by science. Darren and I, we care. We both have a science background. We both are so dedicated to our own personal health that you know that's going to have a massive influence on the product portfolio that we are constantly innovating and developing. We have fabulous products. They work. If you look at the results that we're getting versus some of the other companies out there, our results speak for themselves. Now, as I said before, for you to dedicate time to this, you have to make money. Our compensation plan has been rated #1 over and over and over. If you look at it, if you're analytical, if you've spent a lot of time analyzing, and James and Becky, they're math geniuses, they understand it. This compensation plan is perfectly balanced. It's structured to give people who are just getting started early wins, and for people who want to build long-term, huge, massive organizations, it's got all of the upside that you could potentially need. So it's a perfect compensation plan that's routinely rated #1. Executives are so important, and Darren and I have been blessed and fortunate enough to surround ourselves with top-notch executives. We love them. They are so capable, and we're constantly looking for good people to bring in, because we know that every time we bring in a new executive or a new team member on the corporate side, it's going to help make your business grow. And that's all we focus on, is we know that if your businesses grow, we win together, all of us. So that's just 3 of the elements, but we're looking at everything. If you look at our values statement, we've got 7 core values that we focus on. We look at that every single day. We make sure that we're living by it as we make decisions. We're focused on both the long term and today. Today, what does the new person need today to succeed? So we have initiatives for 2025. That's what's so valuable about spending time with all of you in the trenches, understanding exactly what you're facing on a daily basis, and what little tools or what little elements can we do to constantly improve. You saw that in the website. Last year we said, you know what? We believe in excellence. We're going to take this website to the next level because it's the digital calling card of every single one of you. And we did it. We delivered.
Over delivered. Guys, who here, this website bar none in the profession is big. This will win awards. It's not just beautiful, but it is converting, and it actually works as a tool for all of us. You're going to present from this website, and that takes a lot of time, energy, and a lot of money. You know what I love, John, about on a corporate side is we came just from an experience where we were a publicly traded company, and then we were out of hands of control into, you know, shareholders and stuff, and unfortunately had some leadership that wasn't running it the right way financially. Financially speaking, as a company, we are private now. I believe we're debt free, and we're just very wise with that. But do you have any notes on the financial security of the company?
Exactly like you said, we're rock solid, and we're growing and profitable, and we have so many plans for the future. We've already got this global footprint. We're focused on developing the tools that you need to succeed. We know that at the root of this business is the ability for you to reach out to a new person, even someone who has zero experience in the industry, and help them succeed in a matter of weeks. You've got systems that you're dialing in that continually improve that fundamental process of being able to reach out to a new person. You know, James, we've got this new initiative for 2025, 3 and free. You know, we're gonna really double down on that to make it so easy for you to introduce a new person, help them immediately see some results, and within a matter of weeks, they not only have a health result, but they're introducing other people, they're experiencing their first check, they're understanding what it takes to build a team, they're plugged into the trainings and the systems and the events. The better and better we can get at that process of making it simple to find and introduce a new person and have them succeed, the more rock solid every single one of your businesses will be. And our business is really just a collection of everyone's business.
Let's go. Guys, we heard it from John himself, who here is obsessed about knocking out your 3 and free. You're going to get your 3 customers. Put a 3 in the comments so we can let John know he's looking for the movers and shakers. And this is something that we are going to see. This message is going to be expanded upon. So thank you for your support on that, John. It is major. Okay, cool. Guys, you heard it. Debt-free company, rock solid compensation plan that's been tried and true for over 13 years, rated #1 all the time, pays out the most, and it's balanced. And we're already profitable. Talk about any new company being profitable. It typically takes at least 5 years, right? This is your, I don't know, not even 2 yet. So amazing. And that just, it's a testament to knowing how to run from a corporate standpoint and the field standpoint. And John, I've just been so impressed by how you, Darren, the executives have ran our company like a multi-billion-dollar business. We know this is a billion-dollar brand already because of how you look at those types of decisions. The best leadership team on the planet are being hired right now. So I'll toss it over. Cindy, Lindsay, Wifey, do you guys have anything to share? Any questions in particular?
I just want to pull out one thing that he said. And this is how it relates to each and every one of you. He was talking about how early on in his journey here with the Tahitian noni juice, right? He worked for months, you know, hitting the streets of Japan, being a foreigner, right? And he said something that really struck me, and I've never heard you say it like this before, John. And I think it's profound, actually, is that you said there were no apparent results. How many of you have felt like you're doing the do, you're talking to people, you're following up, you're having business conversations, and there's no apparent results there. But I can promise you that if you stay consistent with it, you are going to look back 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, a year from now and go, oh my gosh, look at how I changed. Look at how I evolved. Look how I grew throughout that journey. Look at the lessons, the tiny lessons each and every day that I took that brought me from here to here. And that is what makes somebody unstoppable in this business, is recognizing that there are little results along the way that you might not really see in the moment, but over time you're going to see it and you're going to see your business grow because of it. Thank you so much, John. We appreciate you and your time so very much. I'm going to hand it over to Lindsay, Becky.
Yes. Yes. This has been so incredible. There are two things that I want to pull out here. John, without even saying it, I know I feel it, and I'm sure every single one of you feels it, but John is a walking, talking, living, breathing sense of gratitude. He just exudes gratitude in everything he does, and everything he says, and every person he talks to, and everything he touches. That is a huge, huge piece of success, no matter where you are in your life, in your business, whatever it is that's going on. We all have life happening to us, around us, for us. But this gratitude piece in everything we do, John just lives that. And it's something for every single one of us to take and massively just duplicate through our organizations as well. When you talked about we have to be it and then teach it, that is the piece, right? That gratitude piece every single day and what we do. And what happens when you give that out into the world is your life changes. Your life changes in so many ways. The second thing is, I've heard John say this from stage. And I look at every single one of you and all of you that have done your vision statements that have been absolutely phenomenal, and they will change your life. But John has said this from stage, two things he does every single day. One, he talks to new people every single day. It doesn't matter. Even at this point he's always talking to new people. It's his goal every day. Number two is he reads and writes his goals every single day out loud to himself, writes them down, reads them. He puts them in front of his face. It's his vision every day. So John, I'd love for you to just touch on that for a minute, because I took that from you from stage, and I take that from you in everything that you do.
It's absolutely true. In fact, James, in 2 minutes, I'm meeting with a new person on a Zoom. So,
Wow.
Yes, Lindsay, you said it. That's exactly right. If you will incorporate those 2 daily habits into your life, you're unstoppable.
Lindsay, guys, let's unpack a couple of things real quick. What's on your mind? What do you feel? I hope, by the way, I know we asked for questions. We did our best to try to work in all those questions that you had. If you still have questions, let us know. We can definitely help you to navigate those. But I hope that everybody here got hopefully even more than expected. Put it like a word, or how do you feel in the chat, by the way, from just this conversation? But Cindy, Lindsay, what's on your guys' minds? How do we navigate from here?
I'm putting my word in. I feel inspired. That's what I feel. I always feel inspired whenever John is talking with us, because it's easy to see somebody where they're at right now in their life, and it's easy to go, well, I could never be that. I could never do that. He's him, right? He's John Wadsworth. And when he takes us back to where he started, and he only went through like a piece of his entire journey. I mean, living in a very humble apartments around the world, bringing interpreters along with him on his honeymoon, sleeping on the floor next to him and his young wife. I mean, really, really taking his vision and moving it forward each and every day. It's powerful to sit in the presence of that. And I think the reason that it's powerful is because you have this realization that opportunity in our lives is available to every single one of us. And it takes us from the person we see now to where he started. And I just, every time I'm in the presence of John Wadsworth and Darren Zobrist, there's this feeling that just washes over me of I will run through a brick wall for this company because I know that it stands on a foundation of integrity. I know that it stands on a foundation of incredible vision, not just for themselves, but for other people. That I know without hesitation, without any just without hesitation, I know that they make the right decisions for the right reasons. And whenever you have that at the helm of the ship, you are unstoppable, truly. And one thing I wanted to, I don't know where I heard this, I don't know where, but I think so often we are so focused. Okay, we are so focused on how can I make more money? How can I make more money? Right? I think Dr. Crystal Vance might have kind of said it last night, but I want to challenge you, each and every one of you, to change your language and to change your thinking. Okay. Instead of saying, how can I make more money? I need more money. I'm in debt. I need this. I need that. I need this to happen in my life. I want you to change your thought process to how can I add more value? How can I add more value to my community? How can I offer more value to my team? How can I offer more value to all my brand partners? Upline, downline, sideline, crossline, doesn't matter, right? How can I add more value to my Facebook page? How can I add more value to my customer groups? How can I add more value? Stop looking all over the world, right? Stop finger pointing at other people, waiting for them to add more value, when really that responsibility falls on your shoulders. How can you make more money? How can you add more value and the money will come? That much I can promise you. So that's what I'm thinking in a nutshell, Lindsay.
Yes, as you were saying that was a shift. That was a complete shift in my network marketing career. Was the moment that, because I sat in the seats of somebody that had $0, right? And I look and I listen to John's story, negative $0, negative 60,000 of them. But I look at John and you hear his story. He didn't have any money. He didn't have anybody, funding money for him to go and do things. He had to figure it out all on his own. He had to invest in himself and invest in his business because he had a vision and he had a dream, and his sole purpose was to serve others, to get others healthy, to get others financially free, to surround himself around people that he could help and serve and love. And that was his shift. And that was the moment in my network marketing business where I went, okay, it's got to stop being about me. And it has to, how do I help other people? How do I serve them? And I'm not a perfect human. None of us are, right? We all have ways to grow. We all have things to learn. We all have lessons that we have to go through. Life, God gives us things that we go through and we grow through for us to learn how to become better and how to do these things better. It's the whole point. It's the whole point, right? It's beautiful. But it was that moment where I shifted from exactly what Cindy just said. I need to pay my bills. I need my vision to come through. I need to make $10,000 a month. I need to make, $50,000 a month, whatever that goal is for you too. How do I help Donna do it? How do I help Kathy do it? How do I help Cynthia do it? How do I help Jerry do it? How do I help Rick do it? How do I help Paula do it? Every single one of you, you should be looking at the screen going, how do I help every single person on here, whether you financially benefit from them or not? How do I help other people win in their life and their dreams and their goals? And I can promise you, you will be the ones on the stage. You will be the ones looking at your vision statement at the end of 2025 going, that was the moment. That was the moment with John that I remember. And I went, okay, I shift this to how do I help and serve the other people. And that is the biggest piece that we can take away from listening to John, that gratitude, serving others, and putting that vision in front of you every single day. And you all, every single one of you, will massively achieve your goals here. Oh,
So well said.
yeah, so grateful. So grateful.
100%. Gosh. And babe, if you have anything you want to chime in on, I know you're with baby, feel free to do so as well too.
Hello, everybody. Sorry I'm not on camera with the baby. I'm just so proud of everybody. In the beginning of this year, we've been talking about vision and vehicle, right? You all are here because you've crafted a vision for 2025 and you got that part down, right? We talked about reading your statements twice a day, constantly engrave that in your mind that that's where you're going to end up at the end of this year. Today, we talked about the vehicle, and I hope you guys are proud because I'm telling you guys, we are literally on a gold mine. There's no one else in the entire, and I hear John's story over and over again, 26 years with the same company. Do you think he's gone through challenges? Do you think he's had frustrations? Do you think he's encountered problems bigger than himself, and he's like, I don't know, I need to grow in order to solve this, right? All of us, as we're building our businesses, we're going to have those moments. There might be some things you don't like, right? There might be some things that you're not happy with, right? You might be frustrated because you're not getting the results you're expecting. All this is part of the game. But I'm telling you, longevity is credibility. The reason we are so rock solid and we're so sold on this company, the reason that James and I have been here for 13 plus years is because we know there's literally no one in the entire industry that has a company owner like John Wadsworth and Darren Zobrist. Because most of the time, you will see a company with executives that are amazing, but they have no field experience. They don't know what it's like to be in the field, being a busy mom, having 2 to 3 jobs, and grinding this business and trying to make their dream come true. They don't know what it's like, but John does. He's built in the field as a leader like us for 25 years before he owned PartnerCo. So that's why all the tools that you're seeing, all the investments that you're seeing the companies making is literally for the people because he knows. Versus a lot of other company executives, they might have all the good intentions, but if they don't know what it's like, it's hard to make the best decisions, right? And then you hear him now really coming out of retirement because he's built a solid business, $3 billion of sales. And you really hear his heart, the reason he's been here. He's not one of those people that's like, let me build my dream for 3 to 5 years and I'll go live on an island and sip on pina colada, right? He built this because of the impact. He does not need the money. He's doing this because of the impact. And that is giving all of us a home and opportunity to spread that impact all around the world. That's why this company is going to be the #1 company in the entire world, right? Like, because there's no other owners like what we have here. And I've always known in business that when you get the right people on the bus, you can go anywhere. So it doesn't matter if we didn't have a good website, because look what's happening. Right now we have a beautiful website, right? Guess what? All of your problems, all of the things that have gripes on, may not be happy with, are going to get fixed. The question is, are you going to be here with a big team when everything is perfect? Right? Because the people that are winning are going to be that are going to reap the reward of all these things that are going to be perfect is the ones that are sticking through, that are literally grinding out day and night, and that are spreading the message and serving their team. They're going to be here when everything's perfect, right? And that will be what's helping you accomplish this 2025 goals. Another thing I want to touch upon is really the comp plan is so important because we all join a business because we want to make money, right? You all have declared financial goals. And this is more high level, but when you're going out there and talking to people, I really want you to have this type of pride and belief on how, because you might, because I get it. Sometimes you look at the comp plan, you're like, it's so complicated. And when you don't understand something, it's hard to have confidence in it. But here's what I'll say. Number one, like we mentioned multiple times, that this comp plan has literally been the same for the last 13 years. And you can have a beautiful comp plan that you understand, that you're like, oh, this looks amazing, but is it proven? I'll tell you, in my previous company where I came from, the company was literally paying too much money and it was going out of business. And they had to change the entire comp plan. So do you want that, right? Like, I'm sure we don't want that, right? Because imagine you're like, oh, making some quick buck in the first 2 years and you build this massive team and all of a sudden they change the comp plan on you and your team's confused, right? And they're not making as much money. With our comp plan, it's literally tried and true. It's not going to be broken because it's been paying every single week for the last 13 years. Right? And it pays literally the highest payout. And that's the key. So if you don't understand the comp plan, when you're going out there and talking to prospects, and if people are like, oh, it doesn't seem like I'm making that much money, it really is because they're not understanding the details, right? And all you have to say to them is, we're literally paying penny for penny the highest percentage in the entire industry. So if there's $1 coming into the company from a product being sold, 50 cents is being paid out to the field. We literally have a 50-50 partnership with the company. And that's unheard of in this entire industry. So I can go on and on. I know we're going very long, but I'm really proud of all of you guys. And I just hope you guys really are capturing that this vehicle is John said something about like the hardest thing to do is to start over. Like, we want this for some of you. You've been in multiple companies, and we want this to be your last home. We want this to be something you build for not just your lifetime, but you'll be able to pass it to your children, your children's children. And now you have a vehicle. We literally have a gold mine. So have confidence and go out there and share with the world.
I guess my last words would be this is, gosh, how I feel after hearing John again and again and again is I feel inspired to take this to the world. Like, I want to run to the top together with someone like John. Like, I see the vision, I see where they're going, I see the types of people and the passion and the heart that someone like John, which is the rest of the executive team, that they exude. And I'm like, who here agrees that people in the world just need to feel this, right? They need to be a part of something like this. Because the reality is there's a lot of other things out there that are not good. And I almost feel like there's this responsibility and there's this weightiness, almost a burden in a positive way, of saying we need to do everything we can do. And that's why every day, all of us are just thinking, how do we just make things better for you? How do we make things better for others? Just like what Lindsay said. And what I'd encourage and what my ask of this team is this: we have the best company in the world, the best products in the world, the best message in the world, and I believe the best team in the world, not to compete, but also to compete. We have something special here, guys. If you feel that as well too, what I'd encourage and my ask is, take everything that we're talking about and run with it. What we need are the Danielle Singhs that ran with the system and hit president this last year and just crushed it. What we need is a Donna Sambula that just did 10 and 2 on repeat, and she doesn't understand the comp plan, but she's crushing it and was able to pay for an amazing Christmas for her and her family, right? And what we need is so many people that are on this line. We need the Rick and Janines that basically came out of retirement and are pioneering Australia. We need the Harpers who took a tribe and they saw what was going on, And they said, you know what? Let's do this for our people. And they're now pioneering Nigeria and so many others, right? There's so many stories on this, so many stories. But we need your story, whatever that looks like. And if you see a need, if you see a frustration, I saw in the chat, for example, someone was saying, Monique was saying, South Africa needs a connect. There were other people in the chat saying like, man, I want more trips. I want this. What I've noticed is God gives you or uses frustrations of your heart that only you can see. And around the corner of the answer to that problem is where your calling is. Did you guys get that? That's where Cindy and Lindsay came in. They said, there's something wrong in the profession. We can help the average person do better. And they solved that problem. John saw that as well too. He solved that problem. And with you and your business, there's something that he's placed into your heart that only you can see. I encourage you and challenge you to step into that because we need that. We need you to solve that problem. And if we do this together as a collaborative and you add to the whole, guys, there's no reason why this year of freedom will not be crazy in the most amazing of ways. We need leaders upon leaders to step up. What did John say he wants? Leaders. Let's go bring them. Let's go find them. Let's become them and let's attract them. Who here's down for that? Guys, if you don't mind, I'll end with a quick prayer as we close out today. But dear Father, just thank you for that every single person that's on here that has gotten a drop of divinity today, of inspiration today, that the enemy does try to come and kill, steal, and destroy, but that we rebuke that in the name of Jesus, and that they have protection over that dream, and that you give them the gift of faith to be able to take action and inspired action and favor in those directions. So open up doors today, Lord. Give them an idea today that they take an action on, and give them that prosperous push from behind to just be able to allow that have amazing fruit. And we just declare that all these things are going to be done and miraculous. In Jesus' name, pray. Amen. Hey, guys, so appreciate you. Congratulations again for making this. Proud of you. Let's go crush it.